Hello everyone, today we're checking out new to me motor called MEPS, sometimes referred to as Mepsking as well. So let's talk about MEPS. They reached out, they sent me a hefty contract, which I declined, but I was still open to do the review on my terms. They sent me the motors and I was flying them for a few weeks already. So these motors were already installed and flew on this quad. I will flash some pictures now. So every time I would fly, and we would fly probably two times a week or so, I would burn a few packs on this motor. So what's interesting about it is I did some crashing, I definitely did some flying, and I can share my summary with you. So in one sentence, it's a decent motor. I haven't bumped into any issues, and I'm actually curious for the indoor season because of the sizing. So let's talk about the weight. The reason why those motors are with such wire is because I'm using race wires. Okay, 31.2. In my book, that's actually very acceptable weight. And you might think it's tiny bit on the heavier side for super competitive motor, but please remember they are not priced as top of the line motors, so you have to consider that. And I will show you probably where this weight comes from and why I find it interesting. So this is Datura motor I really enjoy as well. So the bell is 13.6. Now this is another excellent motor. Speedy Pizza Evola, 13.2 grams. And obviously you know where it's going, right? So this guy is 14.9. So this is where the extra weight is coming from, basically. 28.4. Now, why this is exciting? Well, this is quite exciting because it might yield better durability. And if you look at it from the side, you will notice that the bell actually does extend, right? So it's a bit of a, it's a little bit bulkier here, essentially in the place where you would hit it the most. Now, I did some crashing, but during outdoor season, so I can't comment on how much of an improvement it is over the regular, very straight walls, but I'm curious to know. Will I be able to tell? No, more on that later. So stator itself reminds me of some other brands, which is not important now, but as you can see, the cables are glued in, so there is no aluminum brace like some other manufacturers do, but there's a healthy amount of glue, so I would not be afraid that this will come loose. This really plays a big role when you crash, rip an arm, and then there is a strong pull on the cables. You would risk damaging the stator, right? And otherwise, if it's glued properly, this will likely result in a failure on the race wire. This is one of the reasons why we do use race wires for racing. There is a few, but one of them is to save the motors, right? Obviously, race wire costs close to nothing in comparison to a motor. And of course, the bearing top and bottom, the wire looks quite good. I have no problem with that. Yeah, it's minimalistic base, but enough material to actually anchor it properly. And of course, screw at the bottom so you can flip the bells easy. And in the racing, this part will last you a long time. It's the bells which you will kill over and over again, right? So let's set it aside. So performance, this is actually a pretty cool motor. I have zero complaints about it. The only thing I noticed is the throttle curve on this guy is slightly different than, say, my higher kV main motor, which I'm racing primarily. So what I would say is you probably want to install it everywhere if you think of using them competitively. The reason why is if you explode one quad, you pick up another one which is the same set of motors, the same throttle curve, and you can go 100% like nothing really happened. And of course you need that focus during the competition, higher the knockouts, etc. So do consider that, and if you want to fly them, just put them on every single quad you use competitively. Alright, durability wise, they already saw some crashing, and to my surprise nothing really happened. I mean, on one hand, there is a lot of material on the bell, on the wall itself, but the ribs are not the fattest. I've seen more material in the rib. It does remind me the original zinc motor, which I used in 2208 variant, but actually the 2208 from the zinc was the most durable motor I've ever had. The bells were basically amazing. I kept on using them even on 2207 stators years after I originally acquired them. The anti-slip surface is actually very good. You can see those tiny, hopefully you can see those tiny little pyramids or spikes, if you will. So they keep it in place just fine. So build is fine. The magnets seem to have enough power. The flying was good. I have a lot of footage and I will obviously show some of it.
Traditioneel, slag 3, 22.5. 30 seconds. Starlight, slag 3, 27.5.
Alright, time for a summary. Would I recommend these motors? Yeah, they seem alright. I mean, if the price is right, and of course you will see what's available from your end of the world, where you're located, they seem to be quite nice. They also make them in this absolutely super bright yellow, which was my primary choice. You might ask why, and the answer is because you can easily see it in the grass when you search for your quad after a crash, that's why. I would like to finish with a giveaway. So to enter giveaway, comment on the YouTube video. I will use one of the comment selecting tools at the end of the month, September 2023, to select the winner. And if you live super far away, I will give you an option to cover shipping, but for anything EU, I will obviously cover the shipping, I don't mind. It's nice to share it. So anyways, it looks like we have a new manufacturer with an interesting offering. Pretty cool to see a slightly different shape of the bell, and would be very cool to know how does it translate for the durability indoors. That little bulb increased material at the end of the bell. So hopefully whoever wins that giveaway will let us know. And otherwise, happy flying!